Welcome back to Attitudes. I'm Jerry Penacoli. You may remember my next guest as the beautiful Private Eye in the television series Remington Steele. She has since traded in her fedora and her .38 caliber to star in the Lifetime world premiere movie, The Killing Mind. Let's take a look.
Tonight they found her.
Oh? Tell me about it.
Not much to tell, really. We've been to the theater. We're driving home. My parents started arguing. They did that a lot. There wasn't anything I could do about it. I was just a kid. So we came to a red light. I opened the door and started running away. And I ran down the alley, past the station. And there were all these policemen. I wasn't afraid of them, really. And I saw her. She was dead, but she was just hanging there.
Please welcome the lovely Stephanie Zimbalist. Wow, that movie looks thrilling and scary.
Provocative.
Yeah. Now you play a psychological profiler. Tell us what that is, first of all.
Well, actually, they call them criminal analysts now. They used to be profilers. They are a group of people that are trained at Quantico by the Bureau, by the FBI, and they are able to look at a crime scene and take information, evidence from the crime scene, the actual scene or police photos, and give psychological or physical characteristics of the killer. For example, they can sometimes say how close to the scene of the crime that the killer lived. I'm not speaking very clearly.
Right.
They can tell you the age. They sometimes can say he drives a blue Impala 67.
How can they... No, wait. We have to say that you, in order to prepare for this, you actually went around with some of these guys.
Yeah.
How can they actually make those kinds of determinations?
Well, what happens when they apprehend these people is they do extensive interviews with killers. Hours and hours and hours and hours.
And were you out with these guys when they were analyzing crime scenes?
No, I sat down with them for about 8 hours. They gave me some of their time. And what they actually do, these people, is that they are able to go into the mind of the killers. So when you talk to them in real life, after a couple of hours, your hair begins to stand on end, and you find yourself looking behind you, because they actually bring killers into the room, and they're smarter than the killers, who are really smart to begin with.
Yeah, of course. Well, what was the scariest thing that you learned in talking with them, and what did they tell you?
Well, one of the things is, I guess it's sort of common knowledge, if there is a mutilation of the face, it's an indication that the killer knew the victim quite well, as opposed to a stranger that they don't mutilate. And they're just really interesting, stories about serial killers and stuff. There was this one story, this man had a certain amount of guilt that he carried around with him, so when he knifed his victim 47 times, he washed all the wounds, put Band-Aids on each wound, put her back in her nightgown, pulled the covers up, and left. Just,
nice.
It was a happy show.
Yes. You've done so many different things in your career. I mean, I didn't know that you were, and I'm probably the only one who didn't know this, that you were in the musical theater. You did My One and Only with Tommy Tune. Do you like doing theater as opposed to film and television?
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a immediate gratification. It's a very happy time.
Those cheering throngs, right?
That's right. Well, it's like, if you cook or you put up a house, you get immediate response from it. It's the same with the theater.
But you said that you would never do another television series. I mean, Remington Steele was a big series, and it was popular for you.
Yeah.
But you said you would never do another one.
Well, I may have to go and kick up some sand again. You never know.
But what is it about TV series that you don't like doing?
It isn't necessarily anything about it in particular. I was fortunate to have a really wonderful set of writers writing for me, and they were great. In fact, they just started another pilot today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it pulls you apart. It's 18 hours a day, And part of what we do as actors is we go and do what we do, and then we live, meaning we go to museums, we see theater, we study music, we study voice, we go and be with people in the street, then we come back and we do more. When you do a series, there's no time in that to feed yourself.
Yeah.
So you begin to wonder what you're bringing to your craft after a while.
You're doing a show right now on stage.
Yeah.
One that is very, very important to you, called the Baby Dance.
Yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about that and how you got involved.
Well, I have a friend in California who was the artistic director of the Pasadena Playhouse, and I basically said, Susie, I want to do a play, and this is the play.
But it's about baby buying, right?
Well, what happened was we both agreed. I told her that I wanted to bring Linda Purl into the mix, and Susie brought a writer and a director, and the five of us met, and we talked about ideas, and Jane Anderson, the playwright, went off and wrote the Baby Dance for us. So it was actually written for Linda Purl and me. And we will be opening again tomorrow night at the Long Wharf with our 175th in Connecticut,
right.
In New Haven for the next 2 weeks, with our 175th performance.
You really do love the theater.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, a lot different from Laura Holt from Wilmington Steel, right?
Not so much. Not so much. That's a bit of fiction as well.
Now, do you feel that acting has been your destiny because your father is Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. and your grandfather was a renowned violinist, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Did you feel that this was something you'd always have to do?
Oh, if it hadn't been acting, it might have been something else.
What would it have been?
Well, I don't know. I love music. You know, I'm not gifted as a musician, but I like to sing. It gives me a lot of pleasure. So, I don't know. There's a thing on my Aunt Marcia Davenport. It came out today in the New Yorker. She's a writer, and it's a lovely profile on her, which is great. She's 87 years old now.
The talent in this family, I can't stand it, right? There's so much of it. Stephanie Zimbalist, good luck with your movie on Lifetime and the play at the Long Wharf, The Baby Dance.
Thank you very much.
Great to meet you.
Thank
All
you.
right, Stephanie Zimbalist.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And be sure to watch for Stephanie Zimbalist in The Killing Mind, premiering on Lifetime, 9 p.m., April 23rd, with, of course, lots of encore performances. Be right back right after this. Thanks. Want to sign the book?
Still ahead, do you always end up with the wrong guy? Well, Dr. Judy Kuriansi helps you find Mr. Right.